That's kind of work.
Barely. I was getting more snap than the...
More like... It's just got a red mark on my neck now. Hi, and welcome back to the best thing you watched this week. Someone flicking their neck. If that's on audio, I'm sure you're loving that. We're going to do things a little bit differently this week as we're recording on a different day because of Chris. So if you're not getting the normal thing, just blame Chris. But also, this gives us time to do our top 5s and top 5 worst films of 2023 so far. We're hitting that midway point. We're in June now. So it kind of makes sense to do that. So it was actually good timing in a way. I mean, like, if you want to be like pedantic, we'd have to wait a couple of weeks to, hit, but we're not like that. So we're going to do our top 5 worst with honorable mentions. Normally we do the honorable mentions when we hit number 2 before we hit the number 1, get the honorables out the way, and then say what is our worst movie of the year so far. We have both ranked them. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time, this is not our normal format. You can check on the bountiful content that we have from our Patreon with over 50 videos on there now, starting at £1, to our audio podcast with exclusive entertainment news and reviews. And this week we are doing a spoiler for a certain Spidey film that may have come out. Spoiler talks. And we're going to be doing entertainment news and what we are looking forward to. So you'll have your audio stuff there, but just slightly different format. However, we're still going to talk about the movie quiz because we got to know. So, Chris, who won?
2 weeks in a row. Tara Briscoe.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations. Wow. Just coming in there and swooping in and so awesome. And also, Ruben, good use of bountiful. That was...
Oh, you like bountiful?
Nice. Yeah, I did. Yes, that was a different word, and I appreciate that.
I have bountiful moobs.
Oh, well, I have a plethora of them, so there you go.
This is Total Recall with the third moob. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Getting to the answers from last week, we had Daddy Daycare, Happy Texas, and then That Thing You Do.
I've never seen Happy Texas. I've seen Daddy Daycare once. That Thing You Do is the Tom Hanks film?
Yes.
What's the connection?
Steve Zahn.
Oh, wow. That's a hard one.
Yeah, a little harder. I mean, because if you've seen, I think if you've seen Daddy Daycare a bunch, like we have, like we quote that movie in small parts.
Why that one? Why have you seen that one so many times?
Because it came out when the kids were little. And it was, it's Eddie Murphy,
one of those you grew up with. Well,
Jeff Garland, and yeah, and it was really cute. I mean, the subsequent ones were terrible. Yeah, but that first one was just a lot of fun. I mean, I missed. What do you mean you missed? I missed. So I
haven't seen that in years,
dude. I am the broccoli and don't know why. Oh, no, it's CARRO and a T. I am the carrot. For you and me?
Brilliant.
Whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Obviously, time for you to brush up on that as well.
Apparently, yes. That's, okay. Just a fair warning, this next one will have a theme.
Okay.
But it is going to be harder, I think.
Harder than this one we just had?
Yeah. Now,
definitely fire him, guys.
I think it might be harder to figure out the theme, but at least one or two of these, I think you're really gonna get.
All right, okay.
Because the quotes are iconic. So
for everyone I don't get, I get your son to slap you with a fish. Okay.
That's disgusting. And I did not agree to that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat coming around the corner.
Oh, yeah, okay. Got that straight away.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Have you ever seen Blood in the Moonlight, Will? It appears quite black.
I think I know that one. I mean, I definitely know it, but it's just like I know the quote. God damn it. It'll come to me. Okay.
Third one. You stay alive no matter what occurs. I will find you. No matter how long it takes, no matter how far, I will find you.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I know the movies. I'm trying to figure out what the connection is.
Well, it surprised me. I did not realize the third quote was part of the connection. Oh. Even though I have seen this movie a bunch, and there's certain aspects of it that I absolutely love. Right. I did not realize this one part. So There you go. But let us know in the comments. Give us your answers. We'll give you a shout out next week. Ruben, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Name 72.
Okay.
No, it's a simple question. Which are better, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Wow.
I've owned both.
I've owned both.
At the same time. Yes. Yeah. At the same time.
Why?
And I love cats. Okay. I think cats are wonderful. They have caused me great pain at times. They're very cute. We had this one that was feral that we had adopted and didn't realize he was feral. And so for 3 years, he would swat at us with claws out every time we walked by him and hiss.
Yeah, issues. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he became my cat. And so then he would literally walk up to me when I would come home and crawl up and then crawl into my arms like a baby. And just hug me. And so I could rile him up, and then he'd go and bite other members of the family. It was fun.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. But the cats were, other than Caleb, that was that cat. Mostly the cats were aloof a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, take it or leave it. They were friendly and everything. But the dogs, oh my gosh, Buddy, and all of our dogs have been, but Buddy, like, I can go outside and come back in, and he's like, hey, where have you been?
See you.
Yes, always. Just so happy. And so that's, just, to have somebody that excited to see you no matter what.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
No, that's true. I would probably say dogs as well. We've grown up in a family of dogs, really. My dad was a guide dog trainer. So we had a variety of dogs. He trained dogs in the army. So like even, way from early age, we had a variety of dogs. And then we had cats. But, cats are so independent. They will love you on their own time, not when you want something, when they want something. And if they don't like what you're doing, you're going to get torn to shreds. That's just a cat's nature. So cats are cool. I find them highly amusing, but also I like to keep them at a distance.
There was this video. I follow an account called Animals Going Goblin Mode on Twitter, which is outstanding. But there was one that I saw where this cat just like went off on this dog, and it was just sitting there, and the dog is just like looking and sitting there, and like after about 5 seconds the dog just goes poof, and knocks the cat over. And so then they posted another one where it was like that, and then so it starts out that, and then it's like this quick montage of cats like working out and and then taking on dogs. It was hilarious.
That is
so
funny.
Good.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll see if I can show you mine at the moment. Yeah, I'll just turn that around. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
He's hunting something.
Yes.
Yeah, he's watching. I love how heavy it is for that cat stand, because every time he gets on it, it wobbles.
Wobble, yeah.
Yeah, he takes his... I find it amusing, because, there you got a bit of my house as well. There you go. Yeah, it's amusing. But yeah, he's wonderful, but definitely Kirsten's cat. Like, obsessed with her, tolerates me, and I think we have that love mutual. But I've never had that with a dog, regardless. Like, a dog love me. Yeah.
Yes.
Love everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You are slightly off center.
Is that going to annoy you now? Now that I've moved the...
It just bugged me a little bit. I just kind of tilted.
I think it's still a bit off. Yeah.
Yes, it's not too bad.
There we go.
That's
Is that better?
There you go. That's it. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
What do you want, Chris? What do you want?
Let's dive into our worst first.
I'm just going to sit like this from now.
Yeah, there you go. I'm
good?
just going to go like this. How about this? We'll just sit like this. Does that bother everybody? That's just...
Hey, just watch Cthulhu, babe.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, though? From this angle, though, it allows us to put more imagery into one of the sides
we could do
Except I don't know which side I'm sitting
footage
on.
And play shadow puppets.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Why are you flipping me off? Okay.
All right, let's do this. Worst top 5, starting from the bottom.
Yes. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I can go first if you want me to go first.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, Tin and Tina. What a ridiculous, stupid film from Netflix. Worst film I've seen in a long time. I have over 200 comments on my review. 189 of them are people that agree with me. So it's just character decision-making dumbness.
Okay. You are allowed to be wrong. I have a lot of people that liked the movie like I did.
That's bullcrap.
Not everybody.
That's just you on alternate accounts going, this movie was amazing.
Don't give away my secret.
It's my secret. Yeah, it's interesting how split that film has been.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is a Netflix movie also. From recent, called The Mother. J-Lo's supposed action film.
All right, yeah.
That was just, she's stoic through the whole thing and just, lackluster.
Yeah, I didn't mind it as much as you disliked it. Like, yeah, it's not great, but I was just like, it's all right. Yeah. But you were like...
I was mildly entertained, I think, while I was watching it, but the more I think about it, the less I like it.
There are some of those films that like, oh, no, I never, ever want to watch that again.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 4... I think it's on this list because it's a big disappointment to me because I really enjoyed the first one. But Murder Mystery 2, is it your number 4 as well?
4.
Amazing. Yeah, because it just went nowhere. The jokes did not land. The characters were doing stupid things. And the story was stupid. Like, it was just so obvious and just boring. And there was one good action sequence in the van, which I thought was mildly amusing. And then it lost me. And I was just like, oh, come on, guys. The first one was really... you knew what you were and you stuck to your guns. It's not brilliant, but it was fun. No. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree. That was everything for me, too. That it was, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
so number 3 then.
Straight into 3, yeah. Asterix and Obelix.
How did I not see that coming?
Honestly, one of the worst films I've ever seen. Especially one of the worst films I've ever seen that's been given a budget. Yeah, let's put it that way. Like you can do Sharknado and have less than $1 million budget, and then you know what you're going to get. But this had like 54 million budget, had some decent stars, had a production crew and team that seemed to know what they were doing. And it just ended up being really pants and opposite of what Asterix and Obelix is. It's just costumes. Oh my gosh, no, so much no.
Well, I dodged a bullet by not watching that. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 was a found footage movie that I was actually looking forward to. I didn't know much about it. The setup and the premise is outstanding. It's called The Outwaters. And it's this group that goes out because a brother is missing or his I don't know. It might maybe combining some other stories in my head. It doesn't really matter. This group, though, goes out into the desert and, because they're going to film a music video. That's what it is. And they hear weird sounds and crap happens. The first part of the story, the first half of the story is slow because it's building and getting you used to not only the filming style, but then just who the characters are. The next half of it goes kind of into cosmic horror, which I'm totally for, except the last half of the movie is mostly completely in the dark with a lot of screaming. And then when you get some light in there, it's this. The camera is moving up and down so fast that you can't see anything. You can't focus on anything. So there's never an opportunity to really get any type of tension because I'm struggling so hard to focus on what I'm supposedly being shown. And I think they just missed the mark there, because it was, it had the potential and the setup to be outstanding.
Yeah, that is disappointing, especially when you expect one thing and it's just not that at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Sound design too, you would appreciate. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. My number 2 is one that's going to split people for sure. Has one of the best actresses in our generation, and I just thought this was a pretentious twaddle. That's the nicest way I can describe it. Tar, the film I saw this year, and I was utterly bored and annoyed with it. Yeah.
Did you ever see Annette? I know we've talked about this before, but have you seen it?
I did eventually see it, yeah.
Yeah, did you like Annette?
It was alright.
I didn't.
I didn't think it was brilliant.
It was just for me, that was pretentious, and this one reminded me kind of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if you thought that was pretentious, you have this doubles down on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, and that's why I avoided it, even though I love Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, I mean she's incredible, isn't she? Yeah. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is a movie that I had heard all kind of buzz about. I mean, people like the talk about it was, this is the scariest film ever. This kept me up at night.
I think I know what this.
I'm still having nightmares. I slept through it. Good Lord.
I remember being so confused because everybody loved this. And you were like, what did you watch?
Yeah, no, it's called Skinamarink. Yeah. And again, another cool concept, but nothing for so long, and then you get like maybe a little thing here or a little
when
thing there.
When I found out about how it was made, I wasn't surprised at your review at all. It's like really cheaply in the director's house, and I was like,
yeah, well, and I think you can do things like that, but you have to have story with it, and you have to actually have payoff.
You have to have the skill to be able to pull off something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, think Blair Witch.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, you just are following these people around. Now, there is some dialogue in this, so that in Blair Witch, so at least you have like you get to know some of the characters and everything else. But then when you get to the finale, you're like, ooh, that's creepy. Why? Because it's been set up beforehand. This is just kind of like, I hear a lot of sounds and some dialogue, but no, waste of time. Thank you. The internet lied to me.
Yeah, apparently so.
Honorable mentions?
Yeah, honorable mentions. So this isn't the film that came out this year, but it's a film I saw this year for the first time. Raw. I was so disappointed with this film on so many deep levels. The more I thought about the film, the more annoyed I get with it, especially compared to Titan. Have you pronounced that film? I understand why people like that, like the creativity, the uniqueness of it. Certainly Raw is unique, but the more I watched it, the more irritated I got with it. And there was that whole kind of sickly feeling that goes with it as well. It's like, I'm feel good. Yeah. So, yeah, Raw is my first honorable mention. And secondly, Cocaine Bear.
Oh, I'm disappointed by that.
I knew that would hurt you. But yeah, I wanted it to be one or the other. And it kind of embraced both. And it never really settled on what it wanted to be. That, for me, that's how I took it. I wanted to actually be funny the whole way through, or actually really go for the gore. And then you got some gore, and then you went for the jokes, and the jokes didn't kind of land for me. I think the dialogue said, yeah, it's just, I wasn't feeling it.
Weren't you the one that sent me the Crackoon trailer?
Yes. See, now that seems like it's embracing the stupid 100%.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure it's watchable, though. I mean, you see the filming quality on that. About
that
filmed
looks
in somebody's house.
Awful, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still probably going to enjoy it more than Cocaine Bear.
Oof, okay.
For the stupidness of it.
All right.
Crackoon.
I just love that name too.
Yeah, it's great.
It's part of the High Animal cinematic universe.
Yes. Which there is now, apparently.
Apparently. If you want it to be, you can make it that. Any more honorable mentions?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Then that means I have to cut mine down.
No, you don't. You can still do yours.
Okay, first one, Sharper on Apple. That whodunit mystery that was not a mystery and just everything telegraphed. I was just so disappointed in that.
Okay.
Even though you have a stellar cast.
Yeah,
that was the other thing.
Was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Megan, I'm sorry, all you people that liked that. That is just, it was stupid.
They showed everything in the trailers.
Everything.
There was nothing new in the film. I should have had that in my honorable mentions. Yeah.
It just...
Oh, that's stupid. I don't get the hype. It wasn't scary at all.
No.
There was no point.
Not at all.
Not at all. I was just like, oh, yeah, she's kind of creepy. If she'd done more of the dance and like walked up onto the ceiling, like especially as a robot, if she'd gone schmack, schmack, and then gone like twisted her neck back and say, coming to get you, do something.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she just did this one little dance that we saw completely in the trailer.
Yeah.
And
they're doing a sequel as well.
Yeah, I don't know. If they step it up, maybe. But yeah, it was whatever. People really enjoyed that, and people are wrong.
They did.
So the other one, and this one, it's funny too, because I kind of enjoyed it in the theater, and the more I've thought about it, the less I've enjoyed it. Knock at the Cabin. I was so disappointed by the ending.
I think that's it, because it's actually a good story, but you have no payoff for it. It just leaves you feeling, wow.
Yeah, it didn't do anything out of the ordinary, I think. Like, I like the setup, but yeah, okay. I'll leave it there. Just the three. That's
okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so for my number one, this was a film that I'd hoped was going to be good, because the scriptwriters sometimes, or the director, or whoever wrote the script, I remember thinking to myself, they sometimes really nail it. It just depends, but it's definitely a roller coaster with them. And then we had two actors that I like, again, doing that with them. Somehow, it's a story that made it, like, is very self-aware, but ends up being offensive to both Jewish people and African American people, and not funny at all. Like, it's bad. And it just, the whole time I'm seeing these characters on screen, I'm like, yeah, I really cannot resonate with anything either of you are saying, from the parents to our two main protagonists. It's called You People. And you people that made this film need to go home and rethink your life. Yeah.
I heard or read online that supposedly the kiss between Jonah Hill and the girl was CGI.
Well, really? So they couldn't even kiss? Great chemistry.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm glad I didn't see this. I was looking forward to it also, and then no.
Dude, it was so bad. Yeah.
Okay, my number one, which is funny because a lot of these I did not have fun watching them. This one I had a blast watching, and it is still a terrible movie. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
It's quite funny. In IMDb, it's the number one ranked worst film of the year so far.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. I mean, it really is. But again, I had so much fun because I think it had to do with the atmosphere that we saw. First off, I was in a packed theater with everybody who knew what they were going to. You know what I mean? This was not one of those that you're like, oh, this might be a little good or anything else. No, this is going to be horrendous. Bring it on. Okay. So everybody in my theater, I mean, we're laughing at all the right spots because of how stupid and ridiculous it is. And you groan at the moments where you're like, oh, seriously? And just, and so everybody walked out with smiles on our faces and talking about the movie.
I'm surprised it's on your list then, because like it's number one worst movie. So it's a bad movie, but you still loved it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It is not a good movie by any means.
But you can watch bad movies and it's be a good movie because it's so bad and it knows what it is.
True. True. I mean, this one takes itself somewhat seriously.
Oh, really?
And so
that would have pissed me off.
in spots. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't wait for the next one.
There's a whole plethora of these coming out now.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. Once everything hit public domain, it became free reign, which...
Is it 50 or 100 years?
I don't...
Yeah, there was... Anyway, there's a set amount of years, and now suddenly Peter Pan can be a horror.
Yeah. Which I think some of it already is a horror, because he kidnaps children and takes them to the island, and Captain Hook, poor guy, trying to just rescue them, and nope, not going to do it. So
yeah. I think we're done on our worst movie. So we're going to end on for this segment, we're going to end on a happy note and go to our top 5 with honorable mentions as well as usual. So why don't you start this time as I started?
Okay. So one of the best movies I've seen so far this year is a ridiculous one, Sisu. Dude,
okay. Yeah, this is one of my honorables. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Because it just, I mean, the utter violence, the creativity with some of the explosions and the way the kills. There are a couple where I was like, oh, that I've never even considered that as an option. That's gross, and good for you for thinking of that. I think the end or the last action sequence is absolutely, I mean, just unbelievable, ridiculous. But by that point, I don't care. No. I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, you're just enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. For me, this one was a surprise. I don't normally go and watch horrors, but everybody, including you, went, this was a really fun time. And I'm a fan of this franchise, but it looked too serious for me. But for me, it stuck to what the original, it had its core presence there. And it also had some fun. It had some lines and dialogue that connected it to the wider universe. And then it had a bit of like anime-ish feeling to it. Evil Dead Rise is my number 5. And probably like the best credit title sequence I've seen in a long time. So powerful, that moment. I was like, dude, this is great. So that's why it's my number 5. Yeah.
Nice. That's in my honorable mentions.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right. Number 4 for me, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Just a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect from this either. That was the thing.
This is my number 3.
Oh, okay. I thought the cast did great. I thought they had some really good chemistry together. The comedy worked, but the action was fun too. Yeah. And it knew what it was also. Yeah. So it took itself at the appropriate level of seriousness. Yeah. So, yeah. What about you? You want to?
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I can talk about it now. I absolutely agree. The one thing that didn't work for me was what's his face?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant being Hugh Grant. Like I wanted him to be a different character, and we've seen him. He's very much capable of it. It feels like the director went, I want Hugh Grant to be this English character, and that's what he did. But other than that, I thought all the jokes landed. I thought they were funny. They really paid homage to D&D. So they took everything that made D&D and just shoved it in there. And for fans, you can go and look at there's going to be so many Easter eggs, and the more you watch it, the more you find. And then they did story out of the box, the traps underneath the stadium, and that in itself creates new issues. We had the mystical fantasy creatures that were different and weird, which is great. And then the action sequences themselves, I thought, were a lot of fun. Michelle Rodriguez really owns her character from action sequences, but then her relationship, both are just brilliant for opposite reasons. Casting Chris Pine as a non-character is brilliant. The bard who just has a plan, but that's all he does. Really clever, because he's normally either the handsome guy, romance, or action dude, and he wasn't really any of that, which I thought was. So there were so many things I thought made this work. I really hope we get more, and they keep that sort of level of fun, not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah, well, I would love to see more campaigns with this group. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, so that was my number 3.
and was my number 4. So
my number 4 is John Wick 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. I don't really think I need to explain why. It's John Wick. It's the action. I actually think it finishes off the story quite nicely. I'm not sure I want another one. I want more stories in the universe, but I'm really on the fence of like, let's do more. I was like, this really wraps it up nicely, the John Wick story. So, yeah, but action choreographed scenes, that's why I go and watch these.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Nice.
So what's your 3? Yeah.
My number 3 is Polite Society. The sister movie, so much fun, such great chemistry between the two leads, a lot of fun, and I loved the fact that throughout most of the movie, I couldn't tell if I was only seeing it from the perspective of our main character and her worldview, shaping it through wanting to be a stunt woman, and so everything hyper action and different like that, or if this was really going on. And so that made it just a lot of fun. And the story itself is fairly simple, but all of the characters, they really work, because you have these friends who come in who are just kind of little silly, little goofy, but also great friends. The two leads are just phenomenal. So
your review, you said this was going to be like a yearly rewatch, or like maybe bi-yearly, because it's one of those that you can easily enjoy putting on whenever. It's available now in the UK digitally to like buy, like as a home premiere. So we may do that, because if it's one that we can watch and repeat, and we love the whole Indian culture as well. So, you're just doubling down on all the things that are awesome. Yeah. Got that I missed this one in the cinema, but I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, I know. I was bummed that I missed it too, because I think this would have been a great experience on the huge screen. Yeah. So.
So my number 2.
Okay.
Is Spider-Man Across the Verse. I just recently saw it. I took my boys, and it was interesting actually. When I finished watching it, I thought, that was a really great experience, but I'm not sure I think it's better than the first one for me. Like, I really enjoyed it. To be fair, I would have rated both 5 stars. They're both equally fantastic. But then having the conversation with my boys about it, and we were like trying to talk about our favorite moments, and we were almost talking about the whole film, like just as it built, because there was so much that was excellent. And like, if you break it down, I was just like, wow. Which is why we're going to talk about that in our spoilers. So look forward to that. But so that's my number 2. I thought it was excellent.
Nice. My number 2 is John Wick 4.
Nice.
Did you know that Lionsgate put out a 10-hour clip of John Wick falling down the stairs?
No, I didn't know they did that. It's amazing. Is that on YouTube?
It is.
I might go to sleep.
Just watching him tumble down those stairs. Oh man, all I think of is Chris Farley in Black Sheep as he looks back up the hill. Like, what the hell was that? But everything you said. I think the movie, the action sequences are just continually outstanding. We know that he's the Baba Yaga, and so that he's never going to die. Yeah, he can't. At least from those types of things. But the wrap up that we get in this, I think, is beautiful.
I feel like it was a rest. Yeah, you can be at peace. Yeah. Like, it's enough now. I've done my job.
Yeah, and I believe that he is alive, because we watched the dog at the end at the cemetery kind of look up, and so him looking out, and whether or not they know. Well, yeah, they know. Winston knows and everything else. But I thought it was a good conclusion to that story. Like you, I want more in the world now. Ballerina, the Continental. Let's Follow Nobody.
Yes.
Good Lord. That,
such a great character. Yeah.
Yeah. So even if we could go maybe earlier back with Donnie Yen's character.
Oh man, his character is excellent. So good.
And we could even see where he and Keanu Reeves cross paths, because then you could bring Keanu Reeves in for a little bit. And
true. Yeah.
So
that'd be great.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I think it's a great cap to the story. And
that's a box set I want to own. Those 4 together on 4K. Good time. Yes. Good days watching. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
At the
Honorable
end of
mentions?
watching that, you're going to be wanting to fight people, though.
Well, true.
Or thinking you can.
Yeah, yeah, that's more appropriate.
Yeah, honorable mentions. I already mentioned one of mine, Sisu. What's one of yours?
Infinity Pool. David Cronenberg.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen this yet.
Not David Cronenberg. Brian Cronenberg, the son.
Yeah.
Messed up movie. So well done. Just put you on your ear. Not for everybody. Not for everybody at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard that about that film. I looked at it and thought, movie. I'm not sure I want to see it. So
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Renfield. I loved this movie. I had so much fun watching this. I know it's not a very good movie, which is why it's not in my top 5. But as an honorable mention, it's probably a movie I'm going to watch a number of times. Just for the fun.
Those action sequences are amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Really well put together and funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nic Cage as Dracula. Come on.
Really? That's so good. Well, and I'm curious if they do once the it's already out on digital, isn't it? Maybe they've come. I don't know, but maybe they'll do special features with like deleted scenes or something like that, or a director's cut.
Oh my gosh,
which would be a lot of fun to see what else.
See what else Nic Cage got up to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
The Wandering Earth 2. For me.
Yeah. Still haven't seen this.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. I think I still like The Wandering Earth a little better, but this gives us everything leading up to that. Okay. And there are some exciting moments in this. Holy crap, just put you on the edge of your seat type of thing. So it's that big epic movie. A lot of fun.
Nice. I was joking with you about this film for like over a year, trying to get you to go and see it, and you were like, "Nah, I'm not interested." And then you went and saw it, and you came back and went, "That was really good." And it took me ages then for myself to be able to go and see it. But when I did, I was like, "Dang, this has kind of revitalized the whole franchise." Scream 6, I thought was excellent. This is very good, a lot of fun. Yeah.
Made me mad that I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only have 2 more honorable mentions. The first one with Air. So well executed. I mean, I love Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Chris Messina was phenomenal in this too. So it was good to see Chris Tucker also again. Like just
acting, not yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any more honorable mentions?
One more. Suzanne. I can't pronounce it properly. Suzume. Yeah. I love my anime. But again, it's one of those experiences you go and watch in a full cinema with people that really love anime, and it had a variety of age demographic as well, which I thought was excellent. And you take a story that is just full of emotion, visually stunning, and like a proper roller coaster adventure ride. That is why it's on there. I struggled not to put it in my top 5, but there wasn't space really.
Yeah, 5 spaces, right?
Yeah. So otherwise, it would have been in there for sure.
Nice. My last honorable mention, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
What the crap, Chris?
Dude, I'm telling you.
You can't do that.
I can't do it. It was a terrible movie. And it was one of the worst of the year. It was the worst of the year so far. But it's also one of those that it's just...
Oh my gosh, this is an oxymoron.
I had so much fun with it. So for me, it's not a good movie by any means, again, like I said, but it's one of the best that I've seen this year.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Oh, gosh. Okay, so what was your number 1?
Yeah, so my number 1 is a documentary on Apple called Still with Michael J. Fox. Oh. Probably the best edited documentary I've ever seen. The pacing of it was incredible. The use of his footage from his movies to tell his real life story, stroke of genius. And then I'm already in it because I'm rooting for Michael J. Fox with Parkinson's and all that he does already. But the way it's put together, the way it starts, like it's just, here I am. This is what I'm dealing with in my life right now. Now let me take you on the journey of how I got to here. So good. And I don't watch a lot of documentaries, so for this to be in my number 1 spot tells you something.
stellar film. I mean, yeah, when you told me about it, and I hadn't had a chance to see it yet, and yeah, I watched it that weekend, and it was just blew me away. And you're right, the editing, so good.
So clever. Yeah.
Yeah, because so many of the times, you know, they're using clips of movies to talk about the movie itself. Where in this, it's telling his story.
Yeah. And it's amazing how much felt like he had filmed those movies to tell his life story. It's like, right. This fits ridiculously well.
So good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great choice. Great choice. My number one, which was your, I think, number two, is Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was, my son and I went to see Transformers last night, and we're talking again about Spider-Verse, and just, you know, how much fun and how we want to see it again because of so much that we missed that's going on, you know, there's so much to take in, the depth. It was funny because my son was reading the Rotten Tomatoes scores or the reviews, you know, and going only to those that rated it as rotten. And like some of them, like one of them was talking about how the artwork was like mixed, and how it, you know, some of it, I don't know, it didn't look like a comic book, but some of it did, and it didn't know what style it wanted to be. And I'm like, do you know what movie you went into?
Dude, there's one moment where Gwen hugs her father, and it bleeds emotion. It just goes, and I was just like, wow, using color to emote what's going on, brilliant.
Well, and I think isn't it raining in that scene also?
Yeah, so it kind of just,
you see, well, and I think they're beginning to cry, and so the walls are even like tearing.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just, it gave me goosebumps right now, just because it's so well
art.
done.
It's so good.
Yeah, so this is, it's funny you said, like, you can't pick out like one favorite moment in there because it was the whole thing.
When you start talking about it, you're just like, and this bit, and this bit, and this bit, and this bit, and you're like, holy crap, that's obviously very good. Yeah. So good. Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, we would love to know what made your best and worst list of 2023 so far. Let us know in the comments. Maybe you'll give us some recommendations that we will check out or strictly avoid. Or maybe we'll watch them because they are terrible and they just pique our interest. But as Ruben had said at the beginning, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/thebeardedones. For just £1, you can get in, and there is a ton of content in there. Some of it is outside the paywall, so you can get just the option to look at what it is we get up to. There are reviews for series and movies, spoiler talks, life stories, contests. We got drunk watching a movie recently, which was very entertaining for us. I'm not sure how entertaining it is for everybody else. I'm choosing to believe it's highly entertaining. But go check that out. £1 a month. The costs for that help to offset, or the funds from that help to offset the costs for this production. And so we thank all of our patrons
in disguise.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We love doing it for you. We have our full audio on the podcast where we are going to talk about this week, talking about Across the Spider-Verse spoilers, as well as hitting some entertainment news and things that are coming up in the next week that we're looking forward to. You can check us out basically on any podcasting platform. And if you do head over there, please rate and review us, because that would be huge. Finally, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Ruben with the movie Ruby Tuesday. Me, Chris, Movies and Munchies. With that, hey, we'll see you next week. Take care.
All the hand gestures today.
Jazz hands.